Life is a story, and every family has a story. The stories are interwoven with nuanced interactions, decision-making around insignificant and significant events. Success is often dependent upon decisive action, and sometimes plain old dumb luck. This is true for my family. I was the last of 4 boys born in Greenville, Alabama. In 1952, something happened that became a catalyst for us to have to leave the South. Pop, a no-nonsense, proud young man, was face-to-face with his shop boss at the sawmill where he worked. The boss was accusing him of having botched a job that wasn't his work. Pop tried to explain that it wasn't his job, but the boss wasn't hearing it. He said, "I ought to take a pipe and bust you upside the head with it." He hadn't realized that Pop already had a pipe. Pop told him so and ran him out of the shop. In 1952 Alabama, this was significant. As he traveled home, going down a dark, deserted road, a pickup was blocking his way, spanning the road. It was men from the sawmill. They got out of the truck. Pop did as well. Under his arm, he had tucked his lunch pail. Inside the lunch pail, he always carried a loaded pistol. The men approached, and one said, "What do you think you're doing chasing at a white man like that, boy?" Pop said he was wrong. It was not my job. One said, "Well, you got that lunch pail, boy." Dad said, "If I go in it, I aim to use what's in it." This was a standoff. They got back in their truck and said, "This ain't the end of it, boy." Pop knew it wasn't as well. A few days later, an old white man came by the house with a stern warning. He said, "Jimmy, you gotta get out of town. The night riders are gonna come and they aim to do you in. You gotta get out." Some white folks were able to help out in these situations when they could. Pop didn't have get-out money, but he was a creative problem solver. A few days earlier, a man had came by and inquired about buying a cow that he'd seen grazing in a field that we rented. It wasn't for sale at the time, but with the changed circumstances, it seemed like a good plan. He looked the fellow up. He was still interested in buying the cow. They went back and forth and agreed on a price, and the cow was sold. There was enough money for a one-way ticket to Rock Island, Illinois, where we had an aunt living. You know, we didn't own the cow. My mom, me, and my 3 brothers moved in with my grandma Ollie. Up north, Pop got work at a Chicken Delight restaurant in Davenport, Iowa. He found, though, that discrimination was alive and well up there as well. As a black employee, he had to enter the restaurant, through the back door. Black patrons who came for a meal also had to enter in the back, eat in the back or out in the backyard. It was something that he endured for us. It would be 9 months before we were together again as a family. When we joined Pop, our living space was in the basement. It was a dirt floor with a musky odor and my memory of a big trough that spanned the wall. Mom, being proper and wanting to have things in order, actually got an old rug that she threw on the floor to cover up the dirt. That was home. In 1955, we moved to our permanent home in Davenport at 1404 Christie Street. The house sits a quarter of a mile from the Mississippi River in Davenport. The house was built itself some years before the Civil War and was rumored to have been a stopping place for slaves that were traveling upriver in hopes of getting to Canada to escape slavery. 12 more children would be born in Davenport, Iowa. Total of 9 girls, 7 boys. Pop always joked that he wanted enough to field 2 baseball teams. I think he accomplished that there. After 66 years, 1404 Christie Street is still in the family. My brother Bill and his wife Renee are the current owner-caretakers of the property. Like so many others, we were participants in the mass migration of black folks leaving the South between 1915 and the latter 60s. I was well out of my teens before I understood the magnitude of what this movement was. I had nothing but hard feelings for the place as I came up. As the 60s drew to a close, the trend of black folks leaving the South has reversed itself. I've often wondered what motivated individuals who had participated in the migration to go back. Was it disenchantment with the North? Was it a forgiveness of the sins that had been visited upon them? Or was it simply the desire to go home? 5 of my siblings who were not born in the South now call it home.